we get down to turn one. They do. They get right in front of Lorenzo. Lorenzo's going a long way round, but he's just already made a mistake. Got out too wide, and two Ducatis are among the front runners. That is a real problem there for Lorenzo. If he falls down, he might give away this World Championship to Valentino Rossi. We're at turn three.
Polisvargo right behind him, both Iannone and Dovizioso in front of Lorenzo. He's attacking though.
There he goes, straight through. Lorenzo knows that he can't hang about. Those Ducatis haven't been brilliant in some of the turns this weekend. Not quite as quick as we might have expected, but in a straight line, the Ducatis are certainly going to get in the way of everything else out there. They are unequal in top-end power. Having said that, they're not bad out on that flip-flop, are they? Look at it. Lorenzo's got a problem here. It looks a bit like Phillip Island, doesn't it? Wait for the Ducati to pick up its skirts and just blast on past.
On board with the Dukes, looking at Horgate is not what we expect. This is what happens when you qualify on the second row.
Look at the man that's looking for second place on Marc Marquez. We were wondering what they would do when they got out on the racetrack. Both these men have looked at each other in the strangest possible way. There is absolutely no way they're on each other's Christmas card list this year. Valentino Rossi versus Marc Marquez, off track and on it. It has been a hell of a week, starting on Thursday night when Valentino Rossi threw a grenade, but I reckon if he's not careful, it might roll back under his bumper.
I think you are right. There's Bucklow looking good in. Where did he go through that sector? In ninth place.
Got to be careful with tyre management around here as well, though, Julian. It is hot and steamy, but these tyres won't last the full distance. If you spin them up, you've got to stop them from spinning. You've got to be a little conservative, and there's no man better than Valentino Rossi when it comes to conserving tyres.
Dovizioso leads the two Dukes, but they did not make headway towards the Hondas and Yamahas down the straight.
Wait for it now. They will do on this straight. It's the longer one, it's the faster one. They're up to 210 mile an hour, but I don't think they're anywhere near enough to make a pass anywhere here. Look at Lorenzo. Lorenzo's building on the inside of Valentino. Rossi's going to go and get him. Valentino Rossi's going to tip in, but he's going to find his teammate right there. These are the two protagonists for the championship. Oh, they almost collide in turn one. We're on turn two now. Lorenzo has stamped a bit of authority on that really tight part of the course. 45 mile an hour, and they've got a knee in each other. Incredible, and it's not going to stop yet.
That captain is out of date already. That's more like it.
So already we've got the two Hondas off and running, but Valentino Rossi has got to snap straight back at Lorenzo. Lorenzo, when he gets in his stride, he has looked fast round here. It was a shock to him and the rest of the world when Valentino Rossi found that sector 4. I don't know where he found the paper, and we hadn't seen it all week, to bump Lorenzo off the front row in qualifying. It was a remarkable end of lap from Valentino Rossi. We know he's got the talent to do it, and he will want to snap straight back at Lorenzo and not let Lorenzo get away. Look how close they're running here.
Keith, no jump starts to mess things up, I'm glad to inform you. Well, we've already lost Damien Coughlin. He's crashed the ART. I'm
slightly amazed that Iannone is not the Duke that's challenging here. It's Dovizioso. He didn't look all that well when he was down on the grid. He looked very pale. It's very hot. It's humid. It's hard to work from a rider's perspective here. As we take a look back down the order to see Lorenzo slide up the inside, he left it just to perfection, and then straight away, look at Rossi turning it tight to try and get it back, but Lorenzo wasn't having any of it. He rode the Italian up onto the curb. That's where Iannone's gone.
He's got problems.
That's where Iannone's gone.
No wonder, Keith. That is another mechanical problem. Not 2 in 3 races.
Yeah, there's hardly any wind over his wings. So out goes the GP15. We are back at the front with the main protagonists. It is a question on our minds. Would Marquez try and mire Valentino Rossi after all the things that Valentino Rossi said about him, even to the point where he questioned whether the 93 ever was idolising him at all, whether he ever had the poster up on the wall at home, right to the point where Marquez's mum actually showed pictures of the little models that Marquez had as a little boy of Valentino Rossi. So Valentino Rossi basically called him a liar, the youngster that leads this race.
And about the stated intention from the Japanese press conference when Marquez said he wouldn't interfere with the championship. Certainly not with a daft move. Iannone has retired officially from the race.
Oh, look at the pace. Yes, I thought so. That was going to be Marquez making a mistake, and Lorenzo had the power and the rock and roll to go straight through. So Lorenzo, it's the 2 Spaniards out front now. That's a little bit, 3 Spaniards out front if you include Marquez, of course.
I think we should.
I think we probably should too. Now, Danny Pedrosa, what pace he's got around here.
Now, what do you do now, Marquez? Prove that Rossi was right? In saying you're favouring Lorenzo?
I think we've already seen that now. Lorenzo has got this pace sorted, and this is going to be critical. 25 points for a win, 20 for second place, 16 for third. Only 13 for fourth, Valentino.
Put the flag out now with that little caption at the bottom right tells you, Keith.
And it goes to Valencia.
Only 4 points apart.
That could be a disaster for Valentino Rossi. Not a track we've seen him go that good at. Of course, this is a track that Lorenzo's never won on here before. Sepang is a track that hasn't worked for him in the past.
And now Valentino has got to find his way past.
Markes.
Oh, the conspiracy theorists are getting the tinfoil hats out right now.
I like to think that it's more a situation where it's chickens coming home to roost for Valentino Rossi. He said what he said, and he's not going to get any favours off Markes.
You're not kidding.
Whereas maybe Mark might.
Mark
ran wide again. Takes up a very late line. That might give Valentino the only opportunity he's going to get. Straight down this track, and get into that slipstream of Markes.
We've seen Markes have a few problems this weekend. Danny Pedrosa, no. He has looked nigh perfect.
Medium front, medium rear tyre compounds for all these guys. They've all got the same tyres on, so the front 3 rows are all shod the same. I wondered whether, I've seen the way that the track temperature has come up, I'm getting excited already, and whether it was going to affect the likes of Lorenzo's front tyre. We saw it in Phillip Island. Will we see it again here in Sepang? Here comes Rossi. Rossi up the inside of Markes. He'll take no prisoners, and the roar is run wide, but not enough. It's going to be
hold it.
A shootout down to the left-hander. Rossi holds it, Markes wants it. These two, no love lost anymore. It's a straight war between these two.
I did not expect to see them.
You see
Markes lose the rear there?
Markes lost the rear. He got on the gas and round it went. We've seen him down his elbow.
He's got problems. He can't make that.
He tore his elbow out in qualifying. If you saw that particular footage, it was unbelievable. He should have gone down. He didn't go down. And now Markes is chasing Valentino Rossi. Rossi limits the damage that Lorenzo is inflicting at this point.
In terms of the points, Rossi's wide.
Oh!
Rossi's wide, but he holds it.
He does indeed. That's just, I think, where that M1 Yamaha lights it through there. Out wide now, down towards the apex.
I didn't expect to see these two tangled up. I thought the Hondas would be off, and we'd be talking about Rossi versus Lorenzo.
That was, of course, the smart money. We're through turn 12. We're on to turn 13. On to turn 13 now.
Lorenzo's closing in on Pedrosa.
Pedrosa. I wonder where Danny sits in all of this.
Danny would just like to win a couple more.
Yeah, his first pole for some time, over a year for a moment. Let's look down on what's going on at the moment. Dovizioso still in 5th place. Crutchlow is still 6th. Bradley Smith up to 7th. That's a good ride from Bradley at the moment. His qualifying his qualifying went better than his free practice. Valentino out wide, and Markes gets underneath him. Now it's a straight shootout down towards turn 1. These two are absolutely at it, aren't they? Off track and on.
Honda does not blast past.
Oh, yes, it does.
Does now.
On the brakes. Markes, did he make the apex? Barely.
Just.
And Valentino, there was a yard, and Valentino took it. We're going to see that all the way through. And, of course, what's going to happen while these two are playing like this? What? The front two are going to clear off.
Are you accusing Markes of playing with Valentino Rossi so Jorge Lorenzo could escape?
It was the wrong words. I take it back. There's no playing going on here. They're both as serious as they can be. Here comes Markes up the inside, and that blocks off Valentino again. This is an absolute war. We saw them come together at Argentina when front wheel touched back wheel. That really cost Markes. It slung him up the road massively. This time, look at that.
That's tough.
Very, no, it's fair.
Of course.
Tough, but fair. Brilliant motorcycle racing. Two of the very best in the world. An icon, a legend.
Two of the best
up by a youngster.
Two of the best we've ever seen
in the world. So, Sepang, if we've got any Formula 1 fans in the crowd, certainly here at Sepang, you're going to see more passes in this lap between these two than you've probably seen the entire race on track. That is turn 9 up there. That through 10, rising up to 11. Quick nod to Marco Simoncelli here, and again Valentino Rossi. He lost the front, he looks to the right, he lost the front, and through comes Markes again. These two are at it.
This is war, Keith.
One is 22, one is 36. It is an incredible fight between the Spaniard and the legendary Italian.
And meanwhile, Pedrosa and Lorenzo are clearing off into the distance.